Hey, what's going on, man? How y'all been? Yo, this is Philip again with another new video. This is going to be the direction I'm going. I'm not going to dive really into the finances. I'm going to do more vlogging style videos. And to the subscribers, man, that was solely here for the trucking videos, I understand if you're going to subscribe, but I'm no longer going to be posting anything about trucking. I'm not going to post anything about the company I work for at all. So nothing about trucking. I want to get out of the industry, so this is going to be like a good move for me just to get out of the trucking videos, because on my channel will be kind of more than that. As you can see, my channel is called This Is Philip. It's more about just the life of me and just what I do day to day. But this first one, I wanted to kind of appeal to most of my audience. I did a poll and a lot of people, they wanted to do more vlogging / finance, so I figured out just a little bit of both. And this helped me out a lot. True story, when I got out of prison, my credit was really great. I think it was at a 789, the highest my credit has ever been. Reason being, the credit cards that I had, I didn't use them because I was locked up, but they just sat there and they raised my amount that I could spend on the credit cards, and I was really just, it was just open, but I wasn't using them. So when I got out, I had established credit, but I only had 2 credit cards that could account for my credit. So the story being, when I made a mistake and when I messed up, my credit dropped dramatically. So I had a 789 credit score, and when I got out of prison, I had little odd jobs here. I used to work at, I started off working at Waffle House because I was on parole, so I had the ankle monitor and everything. But I started out at Waffle House, and I always was ambitious, so I always wanted to make more money. I always wanted to do more. So after I left Waffle House, I started doing carpet cleaning. And I was working for a small time guy. He was cleaning like the Golden Corrals, and he was doing the LA Fitnesses and all that. And I was only making like $70 a night. And we were busting our butts. And the more I progressed, I actually got up to making $90 a night. And it was like $480 a week, non-taxed. So, you know, to me at the time, it was better than anything. I said, you know what? I don't have to deal with people because I'm kind of an introvert. I don't have to deal with people. I could just go do my job at night and I'll be good to go. And I was pretty fit, I was in shape. I didn't really worry about my back problems until now, but carpet cleaning did mess my back up. But after I left him, I started working for another guy, and he specialized in just flooring. So it wasn't even more in carpet, it was more like I was doing the specialized cleaning, more like carpet, tile, marble. I was doing limestone. He taught me everything I knew about carpet cleaning, and with more knowledge, I started making way more money. So I went from making $480 a week to here I am making $3,000-$4,000 a week because I'm doing bigger jobs, and I'm learning quicker, and I'm picking up on a lot. I actually became a team lead. I was a team tech, and I did that for years. So you got to think about it. The guy coming out of prison making $3,000-$4,000 a week now, non-tax. Of course I was 1099, but that's a lot of money. Until this day, it's still good money. So I started doing that, and I messed up a lot. You know, I was buying cars left and right. I was buying necklaces. I was going on trips. I didn't really understand the value of credit and saving your money. And let me tell you something that I still beat myself up to this day. A buddy of mine told me about Bitcoin when it was trading at $40. He told me about Bitcoin, and I didn't act on it. How he explained it, I should have did some research on myself, but how he explained, he said, think about money, but not physical money. And at the time, I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? So I didn't invest in it, but he did. So you can tell where he's at right now. But yeah, he told me about Bitcoin when it was at $40. So that's some of the mistakes that I was coming across. When I was coming out, I was making a lot of money. At the point I was thinking, you know, I'm just gonna keep making it, why not? Not thinking that I would actually kind of grow out of that industry. I didn't really like that industry. It was cool, but it was just so hard on your body. I was working 12, 13 hours a day, was making great money now. And one thing I did like about that job, I wasn't stuck in one place. I was at different jobs. I got to the point where I was overseeing guys. But the thing with that job is it was just so hard keeping guys, because a lot of the guys like, man, I don't want to work this hard. But the money was there. And when the money's slow, it's slow. When it's good, you're banking. But you can make easily $8,000, $9,000 a day. But when it's slow, it's just really, really, really slow. So yeah, I messed up my money, man, and I actually ended up getting burned at the time. And I remember I had my gold Amex. I was so proud of that because you have an American Express card, that's a status piece. So I had a gold one, and yo, man, it was no limit. I had no limit on that card, and I was just swiping, and I was spending money that I didn't have. And that's one of the lessons today too. Don't spend money that you don't have, and that's one of the pitfalls of owning credit cards. You're spending money that you don't have, right? You're getting that instant gratification, but you don't have the money to pay for it. So after you get that instant gratification, and then here comes the credit card bill, and you're like, man, dang, do I really have to pay for this? And that's one of the pitfalls. You have to really be financially smart and disciplined if you're dealing with credit cards. And I ended up going through that, and they ended up missing a payment. And with Amex, there's no missing payments. There's no late payments. I owed, I want to say $3,000. I ended up paying that off. But with Amex, you can't pay a minimum fee. They just started doing that, but you couldn't pay a minimum fee. You had to pay the whole thing in full. And at the time I was banking, I was like, dude, I could do that. But when I was burned and he kept one of my checks or something like that, not this, but it was a long story behind it. But when we fell out, and he kept one of my checks, and I didn't end up paying him. So after I got enough money to pay them off, they closed my credit card. And then threw that out. I had a repoed car. They repoed one of my cars. I just fell in a really dark place. I didn't have a job. I was just, I hit rock bottom. And when I hit rock bottom, my credit hit rock bottom too. So those pitfalls in life really taught me what I need to start doing with my money and how I need to start moving different with my money. And one of the things I started doing, I bought one of these whiteboards. You can buy them from Target or Walmart. It's a dry white erase board. It comes with markers. You can erase them and all that. You can stick it on your wall. People use that. I use that as my expense and income board, right? So I know everything that's coming in and everything that's going out, right? There's one thing about dealing with your money. I notice a lot of people, they don't know where their money's going. They have no clue. They don't know how much money's coming in, and they don't know how much money's coming out. So at the end of the week, they're looking at their checks like, man, dude, I'm working for nothing. It feels like I'm just going in circles, and every time I get paid, it just goes out the door. The first thing in understanding where your money's going is knowing what your money's doing for you. When your check comes in, how many bills do you have to pay? What's coming out? What's due this week? And that's why these things are important. So I'm going to start off with mine. This is hypothetical, right? Just throwing numbers out there. Let's say I live in an apartment and my rent is $1,140, right? So on my board, I will write rent, and I will put it right here, $1,140. That's how much money I need to come with. That's my rent every month, right? And what I did was I bought a cash car. It was a Honda. I paid $8,500 for it because I didn't want any car notes. I had a $30,000 Lexus, and my car note was about $500 to $600 a month. And before I was really into cars, and then I started realizing, man, a car is just to get you from point A to point B. And one thing about that depreciating asset, those cars don't go up in value. It was weird because when this whole car bubble went on, I actually made $2,000 on that Lexus. I bought it for $22,000 and I sold it for $24,000. In this weird time we're in, I think it's about to pop now if it already hasn't, but it's popping. But yeah, I took advantage of that and I actually sold my Lexus. And I said, you know what? I don't want another car note again. I'm just gonna buy a cash car. So that's what I did. I ended up buying a 2013 Honda Accord, and all the bells and whistles. I paid $8,500 cash for it. But that was a great investment for me because it's kind of worth more than what it is now. But I actually took out a personal loan to get those funds. I sold my Lexus. I didn't have a car. I needed a car. I said, let me take out a personal loan. Me personally, I don't like personal loans, but sometimes things happen. If you need some extra funds, you just have to be prepared to pay it off quickly and make sure there's no early fee penalties. And I made sure, I said, hey, if I pay this thing off early, do I get penalized? They said no. So I took out a personal loan for $10,000, okay? And each month they take out $328. So I'm gonna write down loan. And they take out $328. All right, let me erase that. $328, okay? That's every month, all right? So after that, I have to pay insurance on that car. I'm gonna State Farm. I'm just gonna put INS. That's for insurance. I pay $100. $68.99. That's how much I pay each month, all right? I do have a cell phone. I have a phone bill. I'm on a family plan. If you're wanting to save money on your phone bill, get a family plan. The more people you have, the cheaper your cell phone bill is. The only reason my bill is $100 is because I'm paying on the iPhone. So if it wasn't that much, my bill would be probably like $50, $60. And I'm with Verizon. They're pretty good. So right here, I'm going to put my phone bill, right? $100. All right. And on top of that, I have HBO. So I have HBO, right? I have HBO Max, and I had Hulu, but I just ended that subscription. They raised their price. They're pulling the Netflix, so they raised their price to about $8. I canceled that, so the only thing I have is HBO. But I just put TV, and that bill is $22 a month, right? What I'm doing is I'm consolidating all my expenses, so I'm putting it all here and that at the end of the month I add it all in to see how much I need to make at the end of the month. So after that, I took out a life insurance policy. I have term life insurance. What term life insurance is, they only serve you for a term. So right now it's only going to last till I'm 80. It's a $100,000 policy. If anything happens, I won't leave my family in debt. They'll have $100,000. They'll have $100,000 that they'll be paid to them. I don't have to worry about them paying for my funeral or anything like that. That's just worst case scenario if something happens. I took out a life insurance policy, and each month I pay $42.50. And the reason why some people go with term because it's just cheaper. If I want to take out another life insurance policy, I get the name of it. I think it's called the one where you could actually use the money and you can take out loans on that life insurance. It's a lot more money. But I went with this because it's a cheaper option, and I do plan on getting that insurance. I'll have the name. I'll put the name in the description below. But as soon as I get that, I'll put it down there, and you can kind of look into it yourself. But everybody should have life insurance, especially if if you have dangerous jobs, like one of the jobs I do, they're considered dangerous. Take out a life insurance policy because you just never know. And I'm not trying to be morbid or dark, but seriously, you never know, and you always want to be prepared. Think about your kids, think about your lineage, think about your family. All right. So I pay for Apple Music. That's one of my other bills, and as you know, it's $9.99. For those who don't know, it's kind of like Spotify, but I like Apple Music. It's all right. And I actually paid $1 extra for cloud memory, and they only give me 50 gigs. I bought a 256 gig iPhone, but yet still I'm buying more memory for the cloud. That's how they get you. But I just put Apple down here, and that's I want to say $11. Yeah, $11. $9.99 for Apple Music, $1 for that cloud. So I just put $11 down here. All right. Next, I used to go to therapy, but I don't do that anymore. I'm looking for a new therapist as we speak. The last therapist I had, I don't think he, I don't know, he just wasn't really digging hard enough as far as just finding out where, I have some of my problems from. Everybody has problems. Nobody's perfect, But I'm finding a new therapist now. I was paying $20 every session because I had insurance. So yeah, and honestly, I'm big on therapy. Go to therapy. A lot of people, we, especially us, we look at it as like, it's crazy. You're going to therapy. Therapy, you got to be crazy, but that's not the case. Sometimes you just want an unbiased opinion. You want somebody unbiased to, dissect you, look at you, and take that emotion out of it, so they can kind of just give you a more accurate, a more accurate breakdown of what you're going through. So each month I write down how much gas. I spend about $30 a month on gas. That's fuel for my car, all right? So about $30 a week, plus, times that by 4, that's like $120 a month, right? So I write down $120 here. And what I do is I add everything up, right? I add everything, rent, loan, insurance, all that. Sometimes I put leisure spending in there. But it depends on how much money you make. You just want to know how much you will need to survive. Okay, this is the top. This will help you out a lot. And at the end of it, I want to say I'm gonna do the math, and I'm gonna show you how much I have to come up with.